Hi, Kannaway Nation. How are you this fine evening? Today is June 1st, and it's another incredible day in Kannaway Nation. Got some big stuff that's happening, and I want to also give you some quick reminders for those of you who are brand ambassadors already. For those of you who it's your first time here, want to welcome you to the show. We do these every single night. We have a live presenter to give you a really good overview of what's going on in Kannaway Nation, what Kannaway is. If somebody told you about this and it's your first time here, it's kind of it might be a little bit mind-blowing to try and figure out, how is this a cannabis-related network marketing program? What does that mean for me? How unusual is this? Is this going to be something legal and legit? Can I feel comfortable putting my faith and my family and our future into this company? And we'll answer all those questions today, and I think you're going to like what you hear. First of all, I want to welcome some people that are here with us today, and also want to give a shout-out to some other members that I had an opportunity to meet. I got a nice crew going on in Kansas City today. Joanna, I want to say thank you for connecting with me today. Really appreciate meeting you and having an opportunity to chat with you. I want to speak with a good friend of mine, Mr. Brett Matheny, who introduced me to a gentleman today that's going to be going out and locking down hemp vape shops. Great strategy there as well. And also want to welcome our crew from Virginia, Michael. I feel terrible that I'm going to forget this. I think it's Michael, so I apologize for not remembering your name offhand. I want to say good luck to you guys. I know you have several families that were kind of curious about whether or not this was going to be something that a family would feel comfortable representing, and I think by the time we're done here today, you're going to love what you hear, and so we're happy to welcome you guys today. You know, Kannaway is a very interesting concept. A lot of folks have taken a look at this over the last 90 days since we came into existence. One thing I think you'll see is that in 90 days, this company has done more and accomplished more and put together a more incredible and powerful website, product line, leadership team than I've seen anywhere else in such a short period of time. And as you look at this and see the strategy of how things are rolling out and how this company is moving forward on a daily basis, I think you're going to find by the time we're done that if you have any interest in running a home-based business, this is the place for you. If you don't have interest in running a home-based business and you're looking for products that have a unique and incredible effect, this is the place for you. If you have a lot of interest in current events and things that are happening around us that draw attention to your products, this is the place for you. We're going to tell you why here in just a moment. So my name is Seth Fraser, and I work for the company. I work for Kannaway. I'm very blessed to be here, and I came on sort of by accident. You know, some of you on this presentation tonight might be looking at this through the lens of, I don't know if I could really do something like that. Could I work with a company like this? And let me reassure you and tell you that I was in the exact same boat. When I came to look at Kannaway, I actually flew out to San Diego, and I flew out with a pretty poor attitude. I flew out thinking, I just don't feel like this is a company that I would resonate well with. I'm from Colorado, beautiful area. You know, speaking of hemp-related and cannabis-related products, obviously Colorado very friendly towards that, which is great. But I flew out there just thinking this wasn't something that I would feel comfortable participating in, but it was a trip to San Diego to go meet some incredible people, and I wanted to take that opportunity. It was hours later that I was thinking, how in the world can I participate in this? How can I do? And, you know, consider this. I have owned 3 different network marketing companies, a few of which have gone to over $5 million in sales in their first 90 days. And I looked at Kannaway, and for the first time in my life, I said, I don't care if I'm just a distributor. Just a distributor of one of the greatest programs in the world, because that is such a privileged position to be what we've now branded as a brand ambassador. To me, that was priceless, and I was not going to miss the opportunity, I felt, and of course now I've had the opportunity to be fortunate enough to come on with corporate. I think by the end of this presentation you'll feel the same if this is your first time coming. If you've been with Kannaway for a while, I do want to give you a quick reminder that we are now into week 4 of our 8 weeks to success, and by the end of that, where you finish by the end of your 8 weeks as far as the amount of BV you've purchased is going to affect your long-term earnings in the 8 weeks to success program based on your matching shares. So if you have an opportunity and you're wanting to really utilize that program, you still have 4 weeks ahead of you to be able to order some product and share it with others and use it yourself and fall in love all over again with Kannaway, because as you know, we've added a bunch of products over the last couple of months, and every time we do, the excitement meter just so it's a really great place to be, and we hope you're participating in that. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to share out my screen. So I'm going to turn on my screen share option here, and what we're going to do is we're going to go through a quick little 2-minute and 16-second video, And this little video is going to tell you a little bit about this company that we call Kannaway, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about why we're so excited about what we've seen, those 72,000 or so of us that have come to take a look at this incredible program in the last 90 days. So welcome to Kannaway. I'm going to come back to this disclosure here, and we'll start off with this slide, which is our video presentation. So hang tight one second.
American hemp must meet the needs of our Army and Navy as well as of our industries.
Marijuana, the burning weed with its roots in hell.
I think, we've been terribly and systematically misled in this country for some time, and I did part of that misleading. I think it's irresponsible of the medical community not to offer this as an alternative.
Thank you, everybody. God bless you. I'm now going to sign this farm bill.
I love that tagline, aspire higher. And I'm just real quick, I'm just going to check and make sure that I've got the sound set properly. It does look like I'm using the right microphone, which is good. Aspire higher really is more than just a slogan for this company. It is something that is reflected in our attitude on a daily basis. Now, before I get into what is Kannaway, I want to give you guys a little bit more information on some of my background. I consider myself to be a very well-educated person. I'm an author. I used to work for IBM as a security expert for about 10 years. I've started and launched my own network marketing companies. I've traveled around the world, been to 56 countries. And yet, I had no idea, no clue, what hemp really was and what its effects were on the body. And that's part of why this next statement might be a question mark for you, just as it was for me, something I didn't know much about. Kannaway is a hemp lifestyle company with a focus on nutritional wellness whose products contain CBD-rich hemp oil. If you don't know what that is, that's okay. Millions of other people have no idea what CBD-rich hemp oil is. I would say billions of people, most likely. If you're one of them, and I was, please at this point in time, if you have a smartphone, raise your hand. Okay, great. I can't see your hand because I'm broadcasting. But I will say this. If you have a smartphone, please pull it out. And go ahead and on your cell phone, pull up your favorite browser and your favorite search engine and just type in the words, what is CBD? Or type in, what are the effects of CBD on the body? And find out some information. One thing that's interesting about Kannaway is we're not going to tell you what our products can do for you. We'd rather let the outside influences of the world give you their opinion on what CBD-rich hemp oil can do for the body. And when you do that research, I think you're going to find what 72,000 other people have found in the last 90 days. There's something here, and it's significant. Take a look at it, give it some thought, pull it up on your phone, and don't be I'm not going to be offended if you're concentrating on that while I'm chatting here, and that's absolutely fine. But once again, I will remind you guys, I consider myself to be a very well-educated person, and I didn't understand anything about the history of hemp and the many uses it has. So let's talk a little bit about the history of hemp so that you can kind of join me on this journey of self-discovery that I've had, and hopefully I can do for you as well. Let's start off many, many moons ago, 1000 BC to 1900 BC. Hemp extracts were actually the number 1, number 2, and number 3 most important and most frequently used medicines. Number 1, 2, and 3. If there was an Olympics, they would have won all the medals. For 2/3 of the world's population, those were the most popular and most frequently used medicines. Of course, thousands of years later, hemp's still important because in 1611, a gentleman by the name of James Gutenberg created something called the Gutenberg press, which was the very first movable type press, reinvented how printing was done. So he thought, I'm going to print one of the most historically important pieces of literature of all time as my very first book that I print. He chose the King James Bible. And he chose one of the most historically important things ever created to print it on, which was hemp paper. So think about the value and importance of this particular plant as it had back then. But is this ancient history we're talking about? Well, you're going to see moving forward. Even the establishment of America's principles was written on this important and incredible plant, hemp, because the first and second drafts of the Declaration of Independence, which contain our country's code of beliefs, they were written on hemp paper, first and second drafts. That's not where the importance of hemp ended for America, though, because even in 1812, there was a little war called the War of 1812. At least that's what it's called now. For folks that were living then, they probably were thinking it was called the War over Hemp because it was a war that America went to with Great Britain over free trade access to Russian hemp. It was a crucial substance that was considered so important, we were willing to put the lives of soldiers up to protect access to this very, very important and incredible plant. That's still ancient history, right? 1812. So how about 100 years later, about 90 years later, actually? 1901, the U.S. Department of Agriculture predicted that the harvesting of hemp fiber would be America's #1 crop. That should tell you that America considered this to be a cornerstone of our economy at that exact point in time. So that's pretty incredible to think about as well. But as you may know, because of the flexibility of hemp, it was being used on ship sails, like the one you saw in the picture, in the last picture. It was being used to create clothing. It was considered stronger than steel in many cases. Henry Ford created an entire car made out of hemp. It was supposedly 10 times stronger than steel that ran on, guess what? Hemp oil. And then we know that it's being used for clothing. We know that it's being used for paper. How many industries are going to be affected by the use of hemp? How many people had an agenda behind the scenes that we don't know about? Well, we'll never know the answer to that question, but we can tell you that some action was taken to be able to get hemp's incredible and powerful usage into decline. And that was something that happened in 1937. Congress passed something called the Marijuana Tax Act of 1937. The carefully named Marijuana Tax Act of 1937, I might point out. This was a tax that was levied on anybody who dealt commercially in three things. Three things that to that point in time had never been lumped together or considered to be the same thing. And yet here they were in one little bin in the corner. Cannabis, hemp, and marijuana. That was a very unfair thing to do, but it was a great way to be able to bury this powerful plant that literal empires had been built on, like Mayan roads that were built out of hempcrete that are still in great shape to this day, thousands of years later. And yet, this was something that was now being buried. There was some sort of agenda here. At that point in time, though, think about this. There wasn't any Facebook, social media. There wasn't any CNN. There wasn't any YouTube. So news didn't get out quite as quickly. So 3 months later, one of the most popular magazines on the planet at that point in time was something by the name of Popular Mechanics, something that's still around today. And they wrote an article, a little tiny article called The New Billion-Dollar Crop, touting all the benefits of hemp, because they didn't know that this Marijuana Tax Act had just been passed, and it went to press before they could stop it. So that's all interesting, but what happens in a time of need? People tend to turn around and go back to something that they absolutely need so they can promote it again, and that's exactly what happened in 1942. The U.S. government created a film that actually encouraged people, farmers, to grow as much hemp as possible. They needed it. We were at war. We had American soldiers who would have frozen out there if they didn't have a better substance on their bodies than cotton. So hemp clothing is what American soldiers wore in 1942 in World War II. It didn't freeze in cold conditions. It was more durable. It was stronger. And we also had rope and cordage that was needed for there, as well as parachutes and that sort of thing. But a time of need goes away, and we're back to business as usual, because in 1972, President Richard Nixon declared all forms of cannabis, so again, cannabis, hemp, marijuana, illegal, by signing into law the Controlled Substances Act of 1972. But things are starting to change again, because America is starting to remember how important it was, this cornerstone of our economy, to the point where people who had come out publicly against cannabis have reversed their course. In 2013, it was Sanjay Gupta who said that he helped do part of the misleading of the American public about what this incredible and powerful plant can do. In the last 45 days, Dr. Oz did the same thing. These are probably the two most famous doctors in America. Dr. Gupta was actually nominated to become the Surgeon General. So people are changing their viewpoints. A lot of people are, including the President of the United States of America. President Obama signed something called the Farm Bill on February 7th of 2014, which now makes it federally legal for the first time in forever to actually grow hemp in America again. You can see that this is a tide that is shifting quickly. And when a tide shifts, if you can catch a good wave, you can surf that wave all the way home. And that wave is something that we call Kannaway. And that wave began on April 20th. Of 2014 in Denver, Colorado. We had our launch event, almost 1,000 people there, and we launched something that we call a movement with a pay plan. That means something to us. This is not empty words. This really is a movement for us first. We want to be able to change people's lives. And of course, we want to compensate them for doing so we can potentially affect their lives in many more ways than one. So welcome to this presentation. I hope that opened your eyes a little bit on hemp, and I know it opened mine. One of the first things you want to do when you see a company, though, if you're here to evaluate whether or not Kannaway is a good fit for you, you need to take a look and see, does this company really have it together? And do they have the vision that I want to support my future? So let's take a look at how to assess any new business. Let's take Kannaway off the table, push it off the table. Let's just talk about how to assess any new business. What you first want to see is, are they financially stable? Do they have a heavy amount of investors behind them? Do they have the money to be able to pull off the things that they say they're going to do? Are they going to be able to create product, to get it shipped, get it delivered, create a strong pay plan, actually pay people on that pay plan? Do they have a strong corporate office, a support team, that sort of thing? That's something you want to examine with any business, not just Kannaway, any business. Secondly, you want to look at the leadership that's the focus point of that company. You need people that have incredible vision, but then you need people that have incredible execution surrounding them. Does Kannaway have that? Does any company have that? You need someone who can steer the ship the direction you want it to go, and then you need a bunch of people supporting that movement. And in the case of network marketing, distributors that are supporting that movement, as well as the corporate leadership team. You're going to meet the corporate leadership team with Kannaway in just a moment. Then you need strong products. And in the case of something that's really going to have momentum, you want to be with someone who's going to be able to actually create an entirely new product category, a category creator. That's what you see on the screen here. Steve Jobs did with something called the iPhone. Prior to the iPhone, it really started with the iPod. Now that's all kind of integrated into one device. This was a category creator. There are billion-dollar companies that have done nothing but create tiny little games where birds fly across your screen. Does that sound like that would have been possible 10 years ago? Almost sounds silly, doesn't it? So the iPhone was a category creator. Could Kannaway be a category creator? We'll examine that in a little bit. You also need a strong legal team to make sure that what you're building for a foundation is set in stone, that nobody can mess with it, that you're going to place your trust into another company to build your income with, then you better be sure that that company has it together. And that was probably one of my first questions when I was getting on the plane to go to San Diego, is I just thought, this sounds neat, but there's no way. And boy, was I wrong. Happy to report. You'll meet some of the legal team with Kannaway in just a moment. Now, all the things you see on the screen are awesome. before I go to the next slide, I want to tell you a little story. The gentleman that owned Xerox was actually offered about half of Apple for $50,000. Would have been the greatest purchase since what they call Seward's Folly, the purchase of the Alaskan territories. Might even be better than that, because at a bargain basement price, Apple is now one of the top 2 companies valuation-wise in the world. They have the gross income that's equal to, I think it's like 80 different countries or something combined. Can you imagine owning half of that for 50 grand? So the real thing, and the big thing that I'm going to bring up next here is timing. If you execute on good timing, if you could have bought Apple stock before it went through the roof. 15 years ago, they needed to be saved by Microsoft, by the way. They were going out of business. So when you see good timing and you can invest in that, and you can see your stock, so to speak, and obviously Kannaway isn't a publicly traded company, but if you can get in with good timing and execute on that timing, that is the most crucial of these 5 things that we've talked about today. And your timing couldn't be better with Kannaway. We're 90 days old. This is an incredibly new company that is going to establish what we like to call a legacy in network marketing. So we've talked about that. Now let's talk about what an exceptional company would do in their first 90 days, as Kannaway has done. Record-breaking numbers. Remember, Kannaway is based only in the U.S. right now. And yet, in 90 days, 72,000 people have come to Kannaway. Those are record-breaking numbers any way you slice it. Most network marketing companies would be thrilled to have those kind of numbers if they were open for business worldwide. In fact, they would be shouting from the rooftops that they had broken records. We're doing this only in the U.S. That's ridiculous. By the way, as far as record-breaking numbers, we've paid out $1 million in commissions. Those are record-breaking numbers in 90 days. It's incredible what this company has accomplished in a short period of time. We talked about that financial stability. Does Kannaway have it? Well, they've put over $2 million so far into our launch. I know those numbers have moved up, by the way, since our event in Atlanta. And we now have another event in Chicago, another one in Puerto Rico. Do you think this company is dropping a lot of money into setting a strong foundation so we can build this skyscraper that reaches up to the very tippy top of the sky? Absolutely. They are 100% committed to your success and to the company's success. We're also part of the fastest growing global trend on the planet. You cannot turn on the news on the TV or open the newspaper without reading some kind of article on cannabis, hemp, marijuana. And it's growing daily. It's getting louder because we hear about new states legalizing all the time. We hear about new laws being passed to ease restrictions. We hear about the Farm Bill being signed in February of this year. And as those things happen, that puts you in a good place, because when you're focusing on a company that you want to work with, don't you want something that's a little bit edgy that people are going to talk about, they're going to have questions about? When I first found out about this program, and I called about 15, 20 people, even the ones that said no said they ended up calling me back and having more questions. You know, those no's ended up turning into yeses. Now we have a lot of people that have experienced that same thing. This is an edgy thing that will draw people towards you. Also, we're in a $46 billion industry market for America alone. And considering that we haven't been allowed to grow hemp here, those are kind of impressive numbers. Importing hemp oil, and still with a $46 billion industry, people realize the value, they recognize the value, and they're finding ways around it. So as things change, and that's going to be, we're going to clear those hurdles or have them completely removed from the course, and we can go to a full sprint, you want to be the company that's spearheading that sprint. That company is Kannaway, and it's a company with exceptional leadership. We have some incredibly experienced leaders that I'm going to introduce you to right now. Jeff Rogers, the CEO of Kannaway, has launched a couple of companies that have gone to more than 500,000 members in network marketing. He's got experience, leadership, and a lot of value. He understands how to get this program to where it needs to be. Troy Neihart, consider him the visionary behind this program, a gentleman who understood that hemp and network marketing were going to work together and has helped create a lot of the product line that we see within Kannaway today as the CEO of HempMeds PX. Christopher Hussey, our Chief Marketing Officer, has put together some incredible marketing tools that I'm going to show to you here in just a moment, and is a great person to spearhead the technological side of this powerful movement. Scott Warren and Kevin Thompson, our legal team, is a couple of the most respected network marketing lawyers on the planet, and that's not where our legal team ends, but that is the MLM network marketing side of our legal team, and it's important to highlight them as well. You also need incredibly unique products, though, to be able to get a program like this to gain traction and attention and help people understand how powerful it can be. So here's a few of them that we're going to take a look at today. The Cannabis Beauty Defined Anti-Aging line has drawn so much attention that the foremost experts in anti-aging in America have proclaimed to us that this is the #1 anti-aging line they've ever seen, and it's infused with CBD-rich hemp oil. This is a game changer. This beauty line is a game changer. People are already experiencing ridiculous results with this, and we're going to see a massive wave of traction of people clamoring for this. I'm telling you guys, this is one of the hottest products on the planet. One of my personal favorites, the hemp vape, is a product you can use in public, and you can vaporize and enjoy and taste delicious, and it's one of the best attraction marketing tools I've ever seen, because people ask you, does that say hemp vape on the side? Oh yeah, it does. By the way, it's a little stylus tip on the end of it, so you can use it on your iPhone, your iPad, whatever. So you can browse the internet, take a puff, go tap on your iPad, take a puff, and people will ask you about it, and it's a great attraction marketing tool. Canna Kick is a time-released energy chew along the lines of a Starburst as far as shape and size and flavor that gives you sustained time-release energy and contains CBD-rich hemp oil. Great way to replace some habits like coffee drinking, like energy drink drinking. This is a great way, something you can lean on to give you energy sustained throughout your day. And that's not where it ends, because we have 70 more products in research and development right now. Kannaway's basically said, we need CBD-rich hemp oil in people's daily lifestyle. Let's find different ways that they can choose to provide that to themselves and give them the options. It's put you in a really great place as a marketer, put you in a great place as a consumer, because you get to be the one that chooses what you want for your delivery method for CBD-rich hemp oil. A lot more coming down the pike. You also are going to be given some cutting-edge marketing tools to be able to market and promote these products with, including, who's that guy on the left? I think I know him. That would be me, Seth Fraser. On the right, one of my great friends, Billy Funk. Awesome guy. These hangouts are intended to be leveraged by you nightly to give a different voice to an incredible movement. And you can leverage these and utilize these with your team. Bring them here nightly, and we'll do the job for you. Your job with Kannaway is only to be an inviter. When you decide to become a brand ambassador with Kannaway, you'll get this site. You'll have one just like it. So when people click that Start Here button that you see just below the video, it'll be tied to you. You'll have your own link. Not only that, but obviously you're going to have an incredible retail store that looks beautiful. Like if you can imagine one of the nicer brand new malls that has a flagship store right in the center of it that has just high-end beauty products that look incredible, or not just beauty products, but also our hemp vape and our Canna Kick and that sort of thing. This is what you're getting here. High-end, high-level, beautifully designed product line sales pages that have an incredibly low cost for the consumer. We also have multiple ways to market your business, including the American Betrayal Funnel. That sounds like a kind of a nasty little thing, but the truth is most Americans don't understand that we were betrayed, that we had incredible access to this wonderful and incredible plant called hemp, and then it was literally stolen from underneath us. Great way to get attention in your marketing tactics. This is a great one for use. It's actually what we like to call the free hemp vape funnel. Some folks refer to it also as the Master Bong funnel. Master Bong has 13 million followers on Facebook. This is aimed squarely at folks who are interested in getting into business for free, being able to get their hemp vape for free, and for folks that are kind of with the younger market, so they can draw attention and attract attention with folks that are in the younger segment. It's a really great, really fun tool to build your business with. Share Engine is a program that's going to give you free leads from various sources based on the incredible content that our original content writers write on a daily basis that promotes through Google and that sort of thing. And as folks find Kannaway and they don't have a referral source, they're handed out to our members through Share Engine. Also, you can take that same content, share it out through Facebook, and as members are drawn to you, they'll be locked into your organization. It's an incredible tool for building your business. Kannaway is also a breakthrough opportunity. We've got several ways we're going to cover that you can actually monetize this great business opportunity. First of all, when you join up as a brand ambassador, you're going to be given Costco-style wholesale pricing, members-only access. And that pricing, the difference between what we charge you and what retail folks are going to pay, is a paycheck that goes into your pocket. So when you refer people towards your retail store, if they don't want to work in the Kannaway business, send them over there. Have them buy some product. Whatever the difference is in price, we'll send you a check. It's just that easy. Refer 3 and yours is free is a great way to get into business very quickly and do it for zero cost, because now you can refer Kannaway to a few people that want what we call preferred customer pricing. Same pricing you get as a brand ambassador, that wholesale pricing, but maybe they don't want to work the business. Absolutely great. Go in and enjoy the product, and as they order it on a monthly basis, once 3 people are doing that, you can get your product for free. 8 weeks to success, an awesome way to get started and put money in your pocket very quickly. When you first join Kannaway, hopefully that's tonight. We look forward to having you on as a brand ambassador. That means your 8 weeks to success timer starts now. And that means you have 8 weeks to participate in a pool that only newbies can participate in. So you're not fighting with a bunch of network marketers who have been in the program and enrolled a bunch of people. The company takes 4% of all of our profits and puts it into this company-wide bonus pool that's only available to people who are in their first 8 weeks to success. The way to do it, enroll folks with Kannaway and have them choose one of our packages. We have, well, you're going to see 3 packages that let you participate, and that earns you shares that allow you to move up in the program and be able to earn more within each of those particular bonus pools. We're going to skip the first order bonus because this is actually changing over to a fast start bonus. It's a lot more significant now, a lot better. It's a huge improvement, and we'll talk about that once that's available. The luxury car program, as you can see, woo, makes your eyes roll in the back of your head because it's beautiful. As you start to have success and build a great team within Kannaway, we want to reward that and draw even more attention to your business. Once you reach National Marketing Director with us, we're going to write a check for $500 towards the car of your dreams every month. Once you reach Gold Executive, $750. Diamond, $1,000 per month towards the car of your dreams. Once you hit Triple Diamond, we say, we don't want to make payments anymore. We're just going to write you a check for $75,000 straight out to be able to buy the car. This is an incredible bonus that's massive, that it really can affect your future and change it. And really, it's a great enrollment tool for those of you who want to utilize this as well. If you happen to be in college and you're a college student, you can apply 100% of this bonus towards your college tuition fees as well. So we give you a lot of options here with Kannaway. Of course, there's 11 different ways to earn. I'm not going to cover them all today, mostly because I don't want to put you guys to sleep. But you can go take a look at our comp plan at kannaway.com/comp plan and get all the details on all the crazy cool ways you can earn with us. So you say, okay, great, I've got the info I need. I understand I've been betrayed as an American and that this has been off the table for a long time. It's finally available to me again. It's 100% legal. It's available in all 50 states. I love the product line. It looks incredibly interesting. I want to get going. Awesome. We're happy to have you. So step 1, you're going to want to become a brand ambassador. For $15 a month, you're going to get access to our compensation program, our marketing system, our virtual back office, and our business training system. You're also going to have that incredible wholesale pricing that we talked about and the ability to build a pretty incredible business utilizing more sales tools than I've ever seen any company give for that $15 a month price point. I've seen companies charge pretty close to around $100 for the level of incredible tools that we've got, but you have to buy them externally and plug them in, and they don't work very well. This is all integrated as part of your brand ambassadorship with Kannaway. Step 2, you're going to want to choose a starter package that best fits your lifestyle. You can choose from either the Essential package at $199, the Lifestyle package at $499, and the Premier pack at $999. And the choice for you is really just a matter of how quickly do you want to build your business, how much product do you want. If you want to earn the fastest and have the most product, you're going to want to choose the Premier package because you're going to have a lot of product to sample out with others, and you're also going to open up the entire compensation plan to your fingertips, including your 8 weeks to success, which really leans on which package you choose. So before you choose your package, you may be wise to call up your sponsor. After you look at this video and you scroll down, you click that Start Here button that we pointed out earlier, you may want to connect with your sponsor and make sure that you're choosing the right package before you make your final decision. There's no bad choice here, though. Even at the $199 level, you can earn your way up and open up those pieces of the compensation plan. Might take a little more time, but at least it's available to you. But there's really no bad option here. If you choose the Lifestyle package, you'll have more product in your pocket, more product to share with others, and the ability to be able to more quickly earn within our 8 weeks program and that sort of thing. So each of these choices is an excellent choice, but get with your sponsor before you make that choice. Step 3, 8 weeks to success. This is where you get with your sponsor and set a plan in place to execute over the next 8 weeks so you can get earnings from our 8 weeks to success bonus pool, which is an incredible, huge opportunity for you. You do not want to waste those first 8 weeks. This is the time to get up get out there and start sharing with others. So I want to be the first one to say welcome to Kannaway Nation. We're happy to have you on tonight. We're really thrilled that you've made the decision to become a brand ambassador. And to do so, just scroll right down from this video just below and click the button that says Start Here, and you're going to have the opportunity of a lifetime to join with a company that is literally changing the world. We thank you very much for joining this particular presentation, and we'll look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow night for our next hangout. I hope everybody has an incredible night. Welcome again to Kannaway Nation.